Wrestling fans, welcome to Fabulous Wrestling Talk, AEW All In. One of their most fantastic pay-per-views all year. Or, yeah, they're still pay-per-views. They're not PLEs. They're not super fancy. But somebody who is super fancy is my tag team partner, Clay Harden. How are you, bud?
Doing good. It's going to be a big weekend for me. Georgia Tech plays on Saturday,
Mhm.
Daytona Saturday night, and then we got All In London Sunday afternoon.
Yep, we just here at Impact Media just recorded our season premiere for our Georgia Tech show, and we talked all about that game happening this weekend. Should be fun, and actually, I think we both said that Tech had a slight outside chance of winning that one. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I don't think Florida State's going to be able to recapture the magic they had last year.
Nope.
It was a perfect storm in a weak league. You can say what you want to. They could have showed up and played against Georgia and tried to prove everybody wrong, but they didn't. And Georgia beat them 168-0. I feel like if the starters had shown up, it would have only been, like 48-0.
Yep, I made the point on the show that Georgia Tech actually fared better against Georgia last year than FSU did
That is correct.
because they showed up and tried to play.
Yep. And what does that say for those guys that opted out because they had their feelings hurt?
Yep.
That's not the kind of guys I want on my team.
Nope, not at all. But we're about to talk about a lot of guys and gals who did not opt out. They opted in for All In. Basically, AEW with All In, this is it's not really their WrestleMania, but this is one of their big ones each year that they try to stack it with as much action and content as possible.
Which one would you say is their WrestleMania? The one in March, All Out?
Because this was their kickoff one a couple years ago. This was the one that started AEW, right? Was All In.
No, All Out, and the one
All
they
Out.
just had in Greensboro back in March. That's like their
Probably.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I would say probably that one. Without looking through all the list of them, but I don't know if they've
This
really
this
established what their big show is yet.
this is their version of SummerSlam.
Yeah, by far. And they like to do it in at Webley Stadium, which is a massive venue. So I thought they should. Now, one thing about the card I didn't like so much is they should have played more to a lot of the wrestlers from that area, but instead they went with the more solid storyline. So it should work out.
Yeah. I mean, who they got from there? Saraya could have been on the. I don't know if she's on the main card or not.
Nope,
Um,
she
they
missed
got
her chance Wednesday.
Will Ospreay. It'll be in his
Yep.
backyard. Um,
Um,
Pack. Pack. I don't know if he's wrestling on the card, but he's from over there somewhere.
he might be in the Gauntlet Battle Royal. I'm not sure who all is in that.
Yeah, the Gauntlet Battle
Look,
Royal. We don't have anything for everybody else to do, so let's just put them in a Battle Royal.
they do those about every third event. Is well, every event they do one, but every third event is some sort of battle royal or gauntlet match to, I don't know, just to showcase somebody.
Well, if to get the guys that are main event, main card guys that they don't have a spot for on the card, let's just put them in this, 20 guys in whatever this match is and call it whatever, tornado match or.
This is a casino gauntlet, and it's got 6 people listed so far on the list that I'm looking at, and the winner gets a future title shot. So honestly, there's only two on. Well, there's 3 that I could make a case for, but one is blatantly obvious. Here, we'll start with that match. Here are the 6 people listed for this match. Orange Cassidy, who has entry number 1, he won that. Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Hangman Adam Page, Evil Uno, who I thought was gone from the company, and Roderick Strong.
So basically, it's going to be either Orange Cassidy or Hangman Page.
And you got to think if Swerve is going to retain against Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. We'll talk about it in a minute. Swerve versus Page, we're finally going to get that feud kicked back up again. So it's blatantly obvious it's probably Adam Page, who is kind of the unofficial member of the Young Bucks crew.
I I'm thinking opposite. I'm thinking that Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson's got another solid year, and they're going to give him the belt, let him have his farewell tour as the champion. So you may get Orange Cassidy winning this match for a future title shot, and then somehow, like Hangman may come down and interfere in the match to cost Swerve the belt.
I see that.
That's the way. That's the way
But
I see it going.
but of those other ones, I mean, you could make a small case for Mark Briscoe or one of those, but if I was going to give a nod to somebody who has more than shined in the opportunity he's been given recently, I'd let
Roderick
Roderick
Strong.
Strong win this match. Yeah, he deserves
Hey,
it.
and him and Bryan Danielson would be a fun match.
Potential 5-star easy
Yeah,
with no
but
interference. I don't need
yeah,
any Kingdom members, nothing like that.
you put Orange Cassidy though in anything, and it becomes a 5-star match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And him and Danielson would be good, but I think Roddy Strong against I mean, two Ring of Honor standouts in Danielson and Roderick Strong, and I think that would actually be pay-per-view worthy for sure.
Yeah, it's just an. I mean, it's another one of those matches that don't really make sense.
No. But that'll be somewhere in the middle of the card. I would potentially start off with that one, but
You
luckily
know,
this
they like opening the show with a banger.
yeah, that's true. I do know there's only one match on the pre-show, and it absolutely deserves to be on the pre-show. It is Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway versus Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii. And the winning team picks the stipulation for All Out, which is next week, next Sunday. Between it'll be the stipulation between Nightingale and Statlander.
Wait a minute, All Out is they're gonna have another pay per view in a week.
Yeah, they're doing All In this week, All Out next week, from what I saw.
Okay, so I don't know what the one in March is called then.
I'm trying to think. I do agree with you. I think the one in March because I think they're trying to push to have that WrestleMania time.
Well, you remember that was Sting's last match, whatever it's called.
That was
It was in the Greensboro Coliseum. I remember that.
yeah, yeah. I don't remember what that one was. But all I can figure is that Hathaway is going to somehow figure out a way to win this match, and Statlander's going to pick what kind of match her and Nightingale are going to have. And beyond that, uh, if I somehow don't make it to your house in time to see the pre-show, I don't think I'm going to miss much.
Yeah, you probably, depending on what else is on, I might not even turn it over there myself till 1 o'clock.
Exactly. But I mean, at least that's on the pre-show where it's a whole big pile of who gives a crap.
Right. Yeah. No, that's not a storyline I'm interested in.
Nope. In fact, I'm over the Statlander Nightingale one already.
Yep. She was better as a face.
She was. She just it's even with Stokely, it's hard to see her as a heel.
Yep. She don't even play the part really good.
No. But if they keep the order they have on here, there's a chance they do. If you want to open with a banger, how about Timeless Tony Storm defending her title against the Glamour Mariah May?
Yeah, I do like this match. Tony Storm is like I don't think her title reign may be getting close to coming to an end. I don't think Mariah May's the person to carry the torch.
If it is, it'll be really short.
Maybe like a transitional type thing. Maybe.
Yep.
I see Tony Storm winning this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you got to get it off Tony so that that Britt or one of those that have just come back could kind of get back in the mix. But I don't think Mariah's strong enough yet to take it off of Tony. So Tony Storm should win this.
In a match between Tony Storm and Mariah May, you know who wins?
Whoever watches it.
We win, my friend. We win.
Yep, absolutely. The Juice Robinsons of the world are the people who are winning.
Yes, I agree.
Up next, like I said, if they keep it in this order, and this would make a lot of sense, we finally get to see one of the hometown guys as Will Ospreay is going to face MJF for the AEW American Championship. Apparently, it's the championship that is going to change names more than John Morrison. But talk about a banger. These two are going to destroy each other, and it's going to be really good.
Yes, their segment Wednesday night was amazing. It was fun to watch, and I think this is probably going to be, from a wrestling fan's point of view, probably the second best match of the night.
Yeah, it could potentially steal the show. There's a couple other ones that might as well, but this, and you want to keep it low on the card because the further up the card it is, it's going to steal the main event.
And I think Ospreay in his hometown comes away with this one.
And I think he does it with the Tiger Driver.
Yes.
This is when he brings it back.
Yep, I agree.
Up next, this will just be a fun little novelty match because both of these guys are pillars of AEW and especially everything moving forward. Jack Perry is going to defend the TNT Championship against Darby Allin in a coffin match.
This is going to be a really good match between two guys that should be in not even cruiserweight, like a flyweight division, because they both weigh about 180 pounds. But they can both wrestle. Love Jack Perry's a heel. And Darby Allin's one of them that they'll never be able to turn. Like, he'll always be a face.
Yeah.
But two guys that will go, like, there's no, they say no to nothing.
Right.
The riders say, "Hey, we want you to do this," and both of them are like, "Yep, we'll do it." So this should be a really entertaining match with a lot of high spots.
Yep. And I don't know if you brought it to my attention, but somebody did that. That Orange Cassidy, as over as he is approaching 40 or near 40. So whenever Orange decides to ride off into the sunset, Darby Allin takes over that role full time.
Yeah. Well, Orange Cassidy, I think, is 39 or maybe just turned 40. He's probably got 10 good years left in him.
Oh, the way he wrestles, probably 20.
Yeah, as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah. But he stays banged up, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, he does.
But I don't see. I mean, I could see either one of them winning this, but I feel like Jack Perry's going to win the coffin match and just keep Team Elite rolling.
Do we know when Adam Copeland's coming back?
Copeland, I have no idea. In fact, I call it the Battle of the Adams to see if Adam Cole or Adam Copeland is going to come back first.
Adam Cole's been out for like 3 years. It seems like, I don't know if he's ever coming back.
I don't know. Britt actually beat him back. I thought he'd be back before her.
Yep. Yeah, it's about time for him to come back too. Adam Copeland's one of them that, like, it's fun to watch him, but AEW can survive without him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really need Adam Cole back. If I had my choice between the two, Adam Cole's one I want back first.
Yeah, because there's so many places that you could insert him even into this card, and it just amps it up another level.
Yep, and I'm ready to see them. Now that they're both heels, I don't know how you ride him back into the storyline, but you got to finish the story with MJF.
You do? I mean, do you flip Cole to face to solve it?
No, MJF's got to be a face to finish this story. So it may be a year or two down the road.
Yeah, they may have to circle back to it because we already said that the Undisputed Kingdom's storyline got given to the elite. So about having all the belts and kind of being the de facto faction now.
Well, Adam Cole's injury had a lot to do with that.
Yep.
But MJF, even as a heel, listen to the crowd pop when his music hits.
Yeah.
Like they want to pull for him, but then he gets the microphone and says something about their mamas and gets them all riled up, and they start booing him.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll even throw out, if Adam Cole was going to return at this, the Casino Gauntlet would be a good spot.
Like a wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say, Evil Uno's still banged up from Hangman beating the crap out of him on Wednesday. So there's going to be a surprise entrant, and then it's all about that, and here he comes.
Why couldn't you get, instead of putting Evil Uno in that spot, put Shane Taylor or Moriarty or somebody that's been active on the show on TV for the last 6 months.
Oh yeah. I mean, Shane Taylor is one of the best talents they have that they don't use at all.
Nope, use him as a mouthpiece.
Yep.
Or
like
how about, you know who the most underused person they have on their roster is?
Who's that?
The Murder Hawk Monster.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you not? How do you botch that? I got that guy. Like he's on every show.
Oh yeah. And all they do is they basically gave him the Wardlow or whatever, where he just comes out and matches somebody for a minute and then walks back off. And I went, why is he not facing, like, him and Bill could team up, or him and Bill could face each other? I mean, there's so many big guys that these guys could be wrestling, and they just missed the boat on it.
And where's Wardlow?
I think he got in hot water somehow, because he not only got rode out of the kingdom when Adam Cole got hurt, and then even when he came back for a second, but like he has just disappeared off the face of the earth.
And Big Bill, you mentioned him. He's another one that they've underutilized. Like that dude is built like a monster. He can actually work in the ring, and he's funny on the microphone.
Oh yeah.
Like, do something with that guy. He don't need Jericho.
He don't, but being with Jericho for a minute is going to elevate him to a level to where maybe they go, hey, why don't we use him?
Well, they need to use him. I don't know. I'd kind of like to see him be a loner and just mow through people. Either that, or put him with Archer and make them like a superpower tag team.
Or if you really want to faction them up, you got Preston Vance. You could stick with them. You could put Roosh with them and make a whole different group.
Roosh is another one that they underutilize. That Joker can get it.
I can't lie. Spoiler alert. I'm trying to line up talking to the Mucha Lucha ATL promoter, and I'm gonna go out of my way to go. You should try to book Roosh if you can to be in Atlanta. I think that place would go nuts if he's there.
Yep, I agree. He's fun to watch.
In fact, there's a chance you would show up to that show if he was there, probably.
Pretty good chance.
But I guess we'll talk about people who are actually on the card, though, as we booked everybody who's not. Which is funny because when I go back to the list, right after the coffin match is what I'm going to call the let's get some snacks segment of the pay-per-view, as Mercedes Moné with Camille, her new bodyguard. Now, I'm a big Camille fan. She's very, very good. Is going to take on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, for the TBS Championship. It's going to anger us a lot when Monet keeps the belt, but this would be a great time for Britt to take it off of her.
It would, but it's not going to happen because I've read her contract. Yeah. Yeah, she was guaranteed a title in her first month actually with the company, and was like, she gets to decide when she drops the belt. So,
and she's not going to drop it to Britt, which would be the right thing to do. But
I'm a huge Britt Baker fan, but I don't see them letting her win this match.
Like I said, she's going to have to get a win because you can't come off a loss and get a bigger title shot. But Britt Baker versus Toni Storm should be a main event somewhere in the near future.
Yep, I agree. It's the match I want to see.
Another match where everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Now we go to a match that I kind of hope everybody loses, because Chris Jericho with Big Bill is going to take on Hook for the FTW championship. And if Hook loses, he can never challenge for the FTW belt as long as Jericho is champion. I'm going to defend our good buddy Eric Adams at Deep South and say they totally ripped his storyline here for this, even though it's not his storyline. But he did it way better. It just, first off, if some member of the Taz family doesn't have the FTW belt outside of Jericho, it's just stupid. But if you move Hook completely out of the title picture, then you might as well drop him from the company.
That means that that he's probably going to win, which don't make any sense because Jericho's a 20, 30-year veteran, weighs 280 pounds, and Hook weighs $145.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you're going to have Big Bill down there. You're going to have the Outlaw guy. You're going to have unless Taz helps him, which is the only thing that makes sense.
It's the bounty hunter. Thank you very much.
I like that guy though, Brian Keith.
Yeah, well, he's being with Jericho's done him some good.
Yeah,
but Big Bill has not done him any favors.
No,
but is the way that Taz has been talking on the Wednesday night shows. I can see him interfering, helping Hook.
You can see him doing that because Jericho's had him barred from the building half a dozen times during these matches and stuff like that. It'd be the ultimate time for him to step in.
Those stories are I know they were 2 months ago, but they are leading up to something.
Yeah. Jericho is a big proponent for watch the whole story arc, not just these two moments.
Right. He's also for putting other people over too.
Yes.
He loves
That's why he sticks around.
Yeah.
Jericho could have left 10 years ago, but instead he joined AEW a couple years back, and he said, I'm going to help put some people on the map.
Yeah, and he's put a bunch of them over too. He put Orange Cassidy over. He put he tried to put Action Andretti over. That lasted about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he this may be another case where he's putting Hook over.
Or he's trying.
Yeah, as hard as it be to put that kid over. Good Lord. He couldn't start on a varsity football team.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say, I don't know many teams on Friday night that around here that he starts for.
Yeah. Sit over here, little guy. We got nowhere to put you right now.
Yeah, here, talk to the sideline reporter at Bowden High School.
That's right. The best sideline reporter in the business, by the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully people get that reference. If they don't, they should follow you more.
Yeah. Or download the app, Hometown Sports Media, Bowden Red Devil Network.
Or if you're in the local area, download whichever school you want to support the most, and you can listen to all of their channels through that app.
We got 7 of them.
Because I have the Haralson County app because I am probably 4 miles from them, so I'm supporting my local team, even though I listen to everybody through that app.
But last Friday you were listening to me because that was a good game.
I actually didn't, but we'll get to that later. I had to support one of my favorite tandems in Drewski and JB. So I was listening to the pre-show, and then I flipped over to them, and then actually I got busy and didn't catch the rest of it.
We had a much better game than they did.
You did. I did see the highlights, but I haven't heard. I'll go back and listen. But speaking of highlights, up next they're going to have the Young Bucks defending their tag team belts against FTR and the Acclaimed. I feel like they're doing their best to keep the Acclaimed relevant, but I feel like that star is faded. They're good, but I think they're going to have to change up some of their stick, some of their gimmick, because I think people are moving on from it.
Either that or they put the belts on tomorrow night. Or Sunday. That may happen. FTR is kind of in the same boat as Jericho. They they don't necessarily need the belts, but they
No,
like putting the young guys over. And the Young Bucks don't need putting over, but it wouldn't hurt the Acclaim to be put over.
they're the ones who could actually benefit in this match.
So either the Young Bucks retain or it's the Acclaim. That's the only two outcomes I could see.
Yeah, because I don't think it's FTR at all.
No.
But if you like high spots and if you like just good tag team wrestling, this match is going to have it.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be fun to watch. They had a really good 6-man tag Wednesday night featuring FTR and Young Bucks. So it'll be fun to watch.
And I feel like there's real animosity between FTR and the Acclaimed. I don't know if something happened backstage or something, but when they start getting into it, there's some real looks on their face, and not just let's pretend scrap for the sake of the cameras.
I'll tell you what I told somebody at work the other day. If you see it on camera, it's a work. Just remember
It's
that.
true. It's
It's
true.
always a work.
It can be based on some real things, but yeah, it's a work if it's on TV.
It's always a work.
Then we move to another multi match that is just going to be pure chaos, as the patriarchy of Christian Cage, Killswitch, and Nick Wayne are going to defend their trios belts against the Bang Bang Gang, the House of Black, and apparently Blackpool Combat Club of Claudio and Yuta are going to team up with Pac to be the fourth team. I didn't even know they were added to this, but this is going to be pure chaos.
Yeah, with four, I mean that's 12 guys in the ring at one time. I don't. It's hard to keep up with it with what's going on. This would be a good spot for Adam Copeland to come back and screw Christian.
Yep, and kick that back off. That would be a good spot. Because I think Jay White is still injured because the patriarchy injured him, I believe, and that's part of why Juice Robinson's so fired up about this. Um, I'll be honest, I had no problem with the Bang Bang Gang having these belts before. I thought it was stupid that they got stripped the way they did, but I feel like House of Black needs to take these and keep them for a while.
Yeah, if they're going to keep them as a trio, they do. They're really the only group of everybody that's in this match that hasn't had singles runs. They've always been a trio.
Yeah.
Brody King had the little singles run back when he choked out Darby Allin a year ago. So maybe maybe they give it back to the House of Black. The patriarchy can stand alone. Christian's one of the best singles wrestlers in the company right now.
And I would say
And
he's the top heel.
yes, and he does a really good job at being the heel.
Oh yeah.
Luchasaurus is another one that they're kind of underutilizing. He could be a dominant big man, but he's always been somebody's lackey the whole time he's been in AEW. So
Yep.
I'd like to see him kind of branch out and let him do something on his own.
Yeah, but the patriarchy needs some sort of muscle. So I mean, he's kind of the one that works.
They got Nick Wayne.
Mm.
Kidding.
I like
He's
Nick.
another one.
Yeah,
He's
I
another
like
one
Nick
like
Wayne, but he's just not. He's not there yet.
he's another one like Hook. He's 5'11", 145 pounds, and skinny as a rail.
Yeah, somebody tried to tell me the other day that he's a lot like Will Ospreay. I said Will Ospreay in middle school, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. No, he is nowhere near like Will Ospreay. I mean,
Yeah.
Will Ospreay's a big dude.
Oh yeah. He's I mean, like AJ Styles and some of those. It's because he always stands next to people bigger than him. You think he's small. They're not small people.
No, I think Will Ospreay's 6'2", 230.
Something like that.
Yeah, like he's a big dude. He's not as big as Kyle Fletcher's like 6'5", 260.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's a big joker.
Wow.
And Takesha's like 6'5", 260.
Yeah. Well, that's true because when they do interviews together, they're about the same height, and Takeshita's a
Yep,
big dude.
yep, yeah. Uh, Kyle Fletcher's a big guy. That's another one I like to see get some kind of push. Kyle Fletcher can get it.
I think it's coming.
Yeah, that Joker can go. I love watching them wrestle.
I think Don Callis, that family is going to split soon somehow, or he's going to split off from it. And honestly, I would put Takeshita and Fletcher together just as a tandem. They can be singles all they want. They can tag here and there, but I think I would pair them off and split them off from Don Callis, and I think they do a lot of good.
Don needs somebody. Like, where's Will Hobbs?
That's true. He must be hurt or something. We haven't seen him in the longest time.
And Moxley, where's he at?
Mox is taking time off. When he dropped the New Japan belt, it was built into AEW contract or something that he's taking a little bit of time. I've seen a lot of family photos from Renee of the three of them, like their
Well,
daughter and him.
she's still working.
Oh yeah, he's probably still doing stuff. He's just not as prominently featured. That's why Pac is in the match with Claudio and Yuta.
Oh, I mean, there's some big stars on the shelf. It's about time for them to come back.
Yep, and it's going to push some of these other ones to the side.
Some of them need pushing to the side.
They do. Got about 5 minutes left, which is more than enough time to talk about our main event. Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana defending his AEW World Championship against Bryan Danielson. It is if they didn't have the title versus career stipulation, I would say Swerve Strickland is going to win this. But I agree with you that the belt on Danielson, he should have been world champion in WWE, and he had it here and there, but he's going to get a good run, I think, maybe to almost the end of the year if he gets it here.
Yeah, I think they put the belt on him. I think he keeps it till the pay per view. We can't remember chips. They always have casino chips stacked up.
Yeah,
Look it up, see what it's called.
double or
I
nothing
think
or one of those.
double or nothing. I think he keeps it till then, and like I said, that's their WrestleMania type show,
Yeah.
and then he drops it there and probably calls it a career.
Let's see. Can we? Yeah, I don't know. I have to. I was trying to find a list of all those, but
I'm pretty
I
sure
think
it's double or nothing.
it's something like that. But I think Swerve, he might have another run down the road, but I think he's had a really nice run. He's had some really good performances, some really good defenses of the belt, some good moments. I'm glad they gave him the opportunity to carry the company for a little while, but I think you drop the belt there. You have Hangman involved somehow because Hangman kind of has a thing of getting in the middle of Danielson stuff too. Have Hangman involved in this somehow, and it can either be a trio down the road or you have Swerve and Hangman in a cage or something and let them hash it out.
It's uh, Swerve's promo skills have gotten exponentially better in the last few months too.
Oh yeah,
He's very entertaining. He's a good worker in the ring too. I don't know that he's on the level of Bryan Danielson as far as a worker goes, but he's a good worker, and it'll be a fun, entertaining match. There'll probably be some blood, and I do look for Hangman to get involved somehow so we can reignite the story between him and Swerve.
look, especially if he wins that gauntlet, knowing that you get a future title shot out of it. When he comes down there to interfere, everybody's maybe he screws it up. Maybe he's trying to help Swerve retain the belt so he gets another shot at him, and he screws it up, and Danielson takes advantage, and he takes the belt from him.
Well, I think Danielson wins it, and then they finish the Swerve Hangman story before Hangman because they didn't say when the title shot was. They just said it
Right,
was a future
right,
title.
yeah,
So it could be, it could be at World's End in December.
it could be. Which is, I think that's the one that's in like Nashville or something.
Oh, is it?
or Carolina, or I feel like that one's close. It's the December one, I believe, that's not far from here.
We should try to go. If it's not December 1st, I will be in Cincinnati that weekend watching our Bengals play the Steelers.
That'll be a good match. You'll be seeing Justin Fields by then.
Probably seeing Justin Fields in week 1 because Russell Wilson sucks.
I think the Steelers in general are not going to have a great year based off what I've seen so
No.
far.
I just watched the first quarter of the Bengals against the Colts. They not a single starter started on offense for the Bengals. Only 2 or 3 started on defense, and it was 7-7 in the first. So feel pretty good about where we're at.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. So, with a minute to go, I think this is going to be another super stacked card. Of course, we will be watching it together. We will be booking the territories we always do there, and we'll be back again next week to recap everything and probably talk about all out. But any closing remarks with about 30 seconds to go?
Looking forward to it. At least it's not an 8 p.m. start, and I'll get into bed before midnight this time.
That is the first thing I said. You're like, hey, that thing starts at 1 p.m. And I said, oh, wow, finally one of these may end before midnight.
Yes, that will be a good thing.
But for my tag team partner, Clay Harden, I am Jeremy York. We will see you guys next time on Fabulous Wrestling Talk AEW. Deuces, gooses.